Hi, friends. Happy Monday. I wanted to talk to you today on our coffee chat about your core unit and how to connect to your core properly. So I have my trusty little sidekick here. Oops, sorry. She's eating the yogurt. So funny story about her super quick. She will not wear a bib, but if I tie a towel on like that, she'll wear it. So anyways, I want to share with you today about your core unit, what it is comprised of, and why you need to utilize it correctly, specifically during your pregnancy, more likely like before you get pregnant, but specifically during pregnancy and then your postpartum, because it's going to make you stronger. Now, if you think about your core, this is my core, I'm 23 and a half weeks. Okay, so this is your core, right? And you have to think, you need more? Here you go. You have to think that, hold on, sorry, I need a towel. I have yogurt all over me. This is the largest part of your body that has 0 bones in it. Your ribs end about here, right? You have your spine, but all of this is muscle. And you think the basis of your structure, bending, sitting, walking, lifting, everything comes from your core unit, that huge muscle. And there's actually 4 layers of muscle. Okay. So your innermost muscle, that wraps like around your spine, and it wraps all the way around like this. Okay, it's literally attaches here and attaches to your pelvic floor, which is your pelvic floor. Those muscles, they're like a triangle that sit right here on your crotch. So it attaches to those and it wraps all the way around. That's called your transverse abdominis. That is the muscle that people are not really aware of and don't understand how to utilize it correctly. But that is the most important part to having a strong core. So you have your transverse abdominis, then you have your internal obliques, which are right here, your external obliques, so that's like another wrapping, and then you have your rectus abdominis, which goes down the middle, which is more or less those quote-unquote six-pack abs. When everyone thinks of a six-pack or a strong core, you probably automatically think like, oh, six-pack, or some people have like an 8-pack. But that's really the outermost layer of your abdominal muscles. And if you don't have that TVA strength, transverse abdominis, also known as TVA, which I'll refer it to, you're not going to be able to achieve that outer look. And maybe you will never achieve that outer look either. That's besides the point. The most important part is to be strong in your TVA, in your innermost core unit, because that's what's going to give you the strength throughout your day, okay? So that's just a little synopsis of what your core is. So in order to work it properly, which is what a lot of people misunderstand. So this is kind of like a part 2 of last week I talked about diaphragmatic breathing. So that's the first part of utilizing your core. So go back to that video if you haven't been there yet. So this part, basically, once you have your diaphragmatic breath down, what you can do, hold on, yogurt break. Here you go. Then you can start utilizing your actual TVA and like strengthening that along with your pelvic floor. So once you know how to breathe through your diaphragm, I'm going to try to sit as I have 2 streams going here. You will be able to access your core unit, right? So when you're breathing, I will just go over this super quickly, but this is in my core restore program and my prenatal program. I go much more in depth how to do this. But on your inhale, you're going to relax everything, right? You can hold right here. You'll feel your ribs expand. Your pelvic floor is going to drop down. And then on your exhale, that's when you want to think about those corset muscles, your TVA, and you're going to just want to wrap it. So the best way to remember how to wrap as you're exhaling is your hip bones right here, you kind of want to bring those together. Like there's a string and you're tightening it. And then you're bringing up, like you're zipping the middle of your core. So, and then you're bringing it straight up. Okay. And your pelvic floor is coming up with that string right up the middle. A good way to try to engage your pelvic floor if you're not quite sure how is you can pretend you're trying to like pick up a blueberry with your vagina, or like you're sucking a straw through your vagina. Like that might be TMI for you, but that's literally how it works. So as you're doing that, so here's me in a relaxed state. Okay, I'm inhaling. And then as you exhale, you pull all those parts together. And it should kind of go up and in. And it really is like, it's going to look different for everyone. It's going to feel a little different for everyone. But the more that you do it, the easier it gets. And you can be very focused with this. They call it like a belly pump, or what are some other names of it? Honestly, the belly pump is what I call it, or pelvic and pump. But the main idea is that you want to strategically be doing that. So like instead of doing ab exercises, this is what you do for your ab exercise. And then when you start to get better at it, you incorporate it into your exercise routine. So say you're doing squats. You want to be doing that motion. So on the down of a squat, you're inhaling and releasing. And then as you come up, you're tightening everything. Or if you're like doing a lift, on the movement of the lift, that's when you want to exhale and tighten, because you want to keep everything together nice and tight, especially during pregnancy and that postpartum period, because everything is kind of loose. Bro, girl, are you dead? So you just want to keep everything nice and tight. And it's especially important during that postpartum period because everything got a little jumbled in there. Everything got a little stretched out. So you want to make sure that you are accessing that TVA and re-strengthening it and putting those muscles back together. Because typically what happens, oh, really? If you don't have them put together, then that results in what they call like the baby pooch or the mommy pooch, whatever. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's like fat there or that you're always going to have that. It literally means that you have an internal muscle issue and your muscles are not connecting and are not tight enough. So it's something that needs to be worked over time. And it's not talked about enough. Your OB most likely is not going to go over this. If you have a midwife, they might be a little more aware because midwives are like a little more understanding of the female body, I want to say, on that retrospect. So it's just important to know. And that's what I'm trying to make the change, is like my whole passion in life is like making sure that women understand this process of how to engage their core correctly, because growing a baby is not easy, but when you have the right tools, it makes it so much easier. When you breathe properly, number one, you feel better. You have less aches and pains because you're utilizing that unit the way that it's supposed to be used. We've come so far in history, you know, or from history, we don't even know how to breathe. When you're born as a baby, you breathe through your diaphragm. But as time changes, you don't. And especially like athletes, a lot of times, or you hear people in exercise videos being like, hold your belly button to your spine. If you're just holding, you have all this pressure that's going to push out. And that was my case. I had an umbilical hernia even before I got pregnant because I was inappropriately using my core unit, and it resulted in a hernia because I was that person that was just constantly holding my core in, not breathing, not doing the action. I was holding it. So when I was breathing, it was putting unneeded pressure onto all of my muscles, and that's what resulted in my hernia. So a lot of times that happens in pregnancy too. But if you know how to breathe, it makes it 100 times better. So there you have it. I hope that was helpful. If you have questions, please let me know. I am putting all of this free information into a free course for you called Core Connection. So that should be ready by the end of this week. This was my last video that I had to make for it. And I just give you steps on how to use your core. So I really feel like that was something that was People were asking me over and over, so I wanted to compile it all into one place. So there you have it. Have a great Monday, and I will see you all later. And hi Alyssa. Yes, I hope that was helpful, and I hope I explained it okay. And I will talk to you all later. Peace.